Big round of applause, warm welcome for Claudia, our next storyteller. Let her hear it.
Hey, so I kind of moved to LA in your typical cliched way. I packed up my shitty college car, strapped on a U-Haul, and headed west. I should say I drove a 1999 Dodge Neon, and side note, don't put a U-Haul on it. It's not meant for that. So my mechanic told me I couldn't go over like 55 miles per hour. So I couldn't really handle it. I was leaving Tyler, Texas, and heading for LA. If you want to get to LA from Tyler, get on the 10 around Dallas and get off at Bundy. And, you're kind of there. So I set cruise control in my little car and I was off, right? So I was on my cell phone and was used to everyone sort of speeding by me as I was the slowest car there. So I didn't really notice the big truck behind me, big Dodge Ram. And it had sort of been sitting on my ass for a little bit. And I was like, all right, I'm the slowest, go around. And then he sort of pulled up beside me. And ladies, you do the thing of like, I'm not going to look at the man in the car beside me, even though I'm in a metal box with windows. Like, we're not going to make eye contact. It's weird. And then he sort of pulled behind me. And he kind of played like, it was weird, right? It was a little unsettled by it. And then his car sped out, and he just hit the gas. I went all the way down. And as this was like the middle of Texas, at like 10 a.m. or something, there was nothing on the road. And I see that his car pulls off on the side of the road, and he opens up his door, and he's sort of standing right with the door, like in the crutch of it. And when you're driving up, like, what are you doing? What is happening? I'm getting unsettled. I'm like, what is happening? And as I'm getting closer and very close, I'm like, oh, that's happening. He had dropped his pants, whipped it out, just mid-morning jack-off was happening. I was petrified. I watched a lot of American Justice. I knew that this man was going to get back in his car and like pull out a gun. We have a lot of those in Texas. And like I was done for, right? And I'm sort of going 55 miles an hour. I have my cell phone, but there's nothing going on. I'm telling my best friend, I'm like, this is really creepy. And then I see him behind me, and he just like drives around, then pulls off on a farm road. Done for the day. I guess mid-morning, masturbation, woo! Home to the kids. I was really freaked out. I'd seen the movie Duel as a kid with my mom, and I knew what it was for like men in trucks to prey on people in cars. And so the rest of the ride, I felt like Agent Mulder, like trust no one, right? And I would only stop at McDonald's, to like eat and pee, because I was convinced like moms are good to be around. They have predator radar, and they are not afraid to pop off, right? So I was like, okay, but it was gas stations that freaked me out. It was just like, everyone to me look like in the middle of Texas, everybody looks like they're related to the Duck Dynasty people. And I was freaking out, and the worst ones were those ones that were like, I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they're like monolith gas stations. It's like 20 to 30 pumps. There's like big 18-wheelers everywhere. It's just a mass of people. There's dust everywhere. To me, it was like gas station Thunderdome. And in my mind, I was like, one girl enters, no girls leave. So I was so scared, because to me, my car said everything. It said, you're traveling by yourself on a long distance. Hi, attack me. So as I'm pulling up, and I've like got to get gas, I'd heard of women traveled with blow-up dolls in their car so people think there's someone with them, but I didn't have a blow-up doll. So that was when I found Kyle. And I got out of the car, and it just came to me instant, and I'm walking away, and I'm like, Kyle, do you want something or not? Fuck it, I'll get it myself. And I had an imaginary boyfriend. And I treated Kyle like shit. Because I thought there are two things that are going to save me: that I'm with a man, and that maybe I'm a bitch, and they don't want to kidnap me. Because Kyle would probably appreciate it and not even report me missing. So I would just I kept it going. I'd walk in the gas station and be like, I'm getting a coffee. You're in or you're out. I'm not talking to anybody. There's no one in my car. But then I thought, if they think I'm crazy, win-win. No one's attacking, crazy or the bitch. And I drove this way for 4 states. And finally, the last night, I was checking into a La Quinta because it was late, and I was only like 5 hours out of LA, and I just wanted to get there, but it was right by an overpass freeway, and I had visions of Buffalo Bill and Silence of the Lambs, and I had to park my car away, and I'm walking in to my hotel room, and there's two men just walking down a long hallway, and I had my key at the door, and I was like, bang, 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 Kyle, my key doesn't work! And then I left the door open, because if you're commit to a really bad lie, you just really overact it a bit. And I was like, I'm gonna kill you before this trip is over. And the trip was over the next day. I got to LA, I was fine, and I will never drive cross country again. I will always fly. But I was alone, and I was scared, and I needed someone. And for 1,600 miles, I had Kyle. Even though I treated him horribly. Thanks.